What's up? What's up? So this is your boy here with his first ever YouTube video. My name is Mackenzie, and welcome to my channel. First of all, I'm going to be discussing a video I saw on YouTube today. It's entitled "Bad Dates I've Been On Storytime." So basically, it's this girl. I think her name is Paula. She's going to be talking about some of her experiences in dating, and I found it very hilarious. So this is like a reaction video, commentary type thing. So if you're like into this type of content, feel free to support me. Make that like button turn blue, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Well, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hi guys, it's Paula. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a multiple part story time of the worst dates that I've been on. I've seen some of my favorite story time YouTubers do videos like this, and I think it's so freaking funny because let's be real, not all dates are good. In fact, most dates are not good. Maybe that's just me. I am the worst at dating. I'm awful at relationships. I should not try. So we have 5.
Okay, well, first off, she's being very honest by saying she is bad at dating. I mean, that's hilarious. She's being that bluntly honest, and I appreciate honesty.
5 guys to talk about today. 4 of them are from a dating app. 3 from Tinder and 1 from Hinge, so don't worry, I'm not just a Tinder gal. And then 1 of them was from my real life, which is crazy. I hope you're strapped in, maybe get a nice warm beverage to drink along with me, and let's do this. We're gonna start.
So, I'm sorry, could someone tell me in the comments what is a Tinder girl or gal, as she said? Is that a kind of a stereotype or something else? I'm not sure.
With, I have to make up fake names. This is always the hardest part. This man is called Tim, and he was from Tinder. Tim from Tinder. Tim, I was really into. He was super cute. He had tattoos. I can't remember if this was our first date or what, because we went on a couple, but we went on a bowling date once, and I've talked about this before, but bowling dates are the worst idea ever, especially if it's just you two. Maybe a double date would be fun, but if it's just you two, there is not a good way to go about a bowling date. One of you?
Well, yeah, that's actually true. A first date, I mean, some people want to be extreme and go like hiking, rock climbing, something that's super active and intense. And the only way that scenario is going to work is if both individuals are highly into that sport or activity. Typically a first date should be really simple, grab a drink. Some people want to grab coffee. To me, coffee dates are kind of like a friend kind of thing. The environment is like a friend kind of vibe, so mostly like a date or brunch maybe might be better, but no to coffee dates.
Who is always up bowling, and like I'm an awkward bowler. I don't bowl correctly, so it's just really weird to watch me bowl. So you get up and bowl and they're just like staring at your butt, and then you have to go back and like switch, and then the other person gets up to bowl and you're staring at their butt, and you can't talk. You're just like, hey, you got a strike, that's cool, or I don't know, it's just bad. And then after we were done bowling, there was like a little arcade that no one was in. This entire bowling alley was like deserted. So we went to the arcade and he won me a bouncy ball, I'm pretty sure. Thinking back in my mind, I'm like, why did I continue to see him? I don't know what we talked about. He didn't have really a personality, and we hung out multiple times, and I think the most we did was like sit on the couch next to each other with our arms touching, and we watched The Office, and like that's as far as that got, even though we hung out.
All right, so first off, damn, homie felt really bad on this one because she is saying right now to us, the audience, that she has no idea why I saw this guy several times, but what she's not telling us is that there's something about him being mysterious is what had her attention. He seemed like a guy who's very reserved and composed, and he doesn't tell her about his entire life story and where he's from and what he likes, what he dislikes. So the mysterious factor is what had her intrigued with the guy, and that's why she saw him several times. it seems like the most action that they got into was touching hands, and that was the most action ever. So it seemed like she wanted to escalate the situation more, but homeboy just didn't want to get into more. He wanted to be like friends, kinda. At least that's what I'm getting from this.
Multiple times, and it was just a big waste of my time. So that's not necessarily an awful date, but I figured it'd be a good, easy intro to this video. Just awkward dates. Maybe that's what I should call this video. I guess we'll go in chronological order. So the next guy, let's call him Clay. Whose name is Clay? So this guy I actually knew in person. I met through a mutual friend. I didn't like him at all. I didn't think he was cute. This might sound awful. I didn't think he was cute. He also didn't have much of a personality. Yeah, I don't know why I spent so much time with him. We weren't official, but we were dating, I guess. Like, I would go over to his apartment and we would like do our homework together, and like we watched 13 Reasons Why together. So now every time I watch that show or think about that show, I think of him, which is unfortunate. And then whenever I
do our homework together at his place. Come on, guys. We know there's more than just homework going on. She is leaving out a lot of stuff. I mean, she could be honest, like, but the real ones know, okay? You're not going over to a guy's house to sip tea and talk about gossip and do homework only. Come on.
saw him out in public, like we would both be at karaoke all the time because karaoke is my life, but like I would be hanging out with my friends and he would be there, but I would not speak to him. And he would try to come up to me and I just wouldn't talk to him. I'm awful. So I led Clay on for a while. I am seriously the worst. This is the last date we had and he picked me up and we were going to go to the movies. Oh, what movie did we see? It was the one with Emma Watson. They were in this like company that's doing some sort of like worldwide experiment. I'm gonna try to look it up and put the name of the movie on the screen so you just have some context. So we watched that movie. It was a bad movie, did not like it, and I'm just sitting next to Clay and I'm like, why am I here? And then he suggests we go to the food court in the mall that we saw the movie in, and we get like a little cheap like $4 personal pizza to split. And in that moment I just thought about what I was doing and I'm like, I don't like you at all. What am I doing here?
So that's, I don't know, that's very telling to me because it was fine, you know, in the beginning stages, you know, he wasn't that cute, he had no personality, but what drew the line for her was when they went to the movie and they got a $4 pizza and they split it down the middle, right? So what does that kind of say to you? Was it that she felt like, okay, this guy is mediocre, right? I could do better than him, and the most he could do for me after spending my time with him was spend $4 on a pizza at the food court in the mall. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, like your critiques and so on, because this is very interesting.
Why am I here? So he drives me back to his apartment because he thinks we're gonna keep hanging out, and I just like tell him, can you actually take me home? So he took me home. We did not hang out after that, but he continued to text me. I told him like, I don't think we should hang out again. I think this is it. Like, I truly like never even had feelings for you. The way he was texting me back about it was like, I mean, maybe I should feel bad, but he was straight up heartbroken. He was texting me like we were in a relationship. Like this was like a
So early on, she just said, I was leading this guy on for X amount of time, and now he's telling her that he's heartbroken, and she is sitting there saying, well, why are you acting this way? Like, guys, this is mind-blowing, right? Because you right now looking at this video, you might have a girl that you're seeing, you're dating, and everything is going perfect. You think that everything is moving along smoothly, there's no bumps in the road, but in her head, she's like, you know what, this guy is a placeholder until I could do better. It's something they call hypergamy. It's and it's not to bash on the woman at all. I mean, I am all for getting the best you can do for men and for women. But it's just funny that, you know, in her mind, she said, I played this guy for a while with his time and everything, and he, in his head, was like, yo, this is my girlfriend, we're going out, we're having fun. Why don't you want to see me anymore? But what he didn't know was that $4 slice of pizza was the end of the line for homie. Get out of here.
3-year relationship that I decided to end all of a sudden, and that's how he was texting me, like, how could you do this to me, all of this stuff. Oh my god, I don't know if I've have those messages saved, but maybe I'll go back and read them one day. Maybe that's why I don't date people from my real life. I mean, not that Tinder boys are any better, but next guy we have, we'll call him Gary. He was from Tinder. Upon like matching with him, I was scrolling through his photos and like he's super duper cute, and he had like a guitar in his pictures, and I'm like, okay, he plays guitar, I'm into this. We were messaging and we decided to pick a date to actually see each other in person. That same day, he's like, by the way, how tall are you? And I'm like, 5'5", 5'6"-ish, why? And he's like, oh, okay, I'm 5'7", but I just like to ask because like, just in case, I'm a little on the shorter side, you know, but like, if that's something that matters, I just wanted you to know. I'm like, that's fine, really don't care. I say that now, but I swear to God, when he showed up and I saw him for the first time, he's not 5'7". He lied. He was maybe 2.
Oh yeah, he lied. But you also just lied to us again, because most women typically want a guy that's taller than them. I mean, I'm sorry for all the short guys out there. I can even say that I'm a short guy. In front of the right woman, I'm going to be short. You know, everyone's short to someone, okay? But women most likely would not date a guy that's shorter than them. It's just a matter of genetics, biology, and all that fun stuff. As a man, a woman wants a guy who is in a position to at least portray protection. Someone who could, okay, this tall guy next to me, he's gonna beat your ass, okay? That's basically what it is. If you as a woman are walking along with a guy that's up to your shoulder and some dude steps out of the alleyway to rob you guys, he's not gonna hesitate because he's like, okay, I'm gonna fuck the short guy up first and then take your money, right? So it's basically about protection, and it's a natural human instinct. When a woman says height does not matter, it definitely does, guys.
Inches shorter than me, which is fine. That shouldn't be a determining factor in the person you date, but he made a big deal about bringing it up, and then he lied because he was not 5'7". We have our first date though, and it's pretty good. We just sat and like got drinks and chatted, and it was good. And then our second date, he wanted to take me to this bar like on his college campus. So we go there, and there was karaoke that night, which, I mean, is right up my alley. I don't necessarily want to go do karaoke with a guy on a second date, you know? Karaoke is what I want to do with my friends when we can like get drunk and just like have a grand old time, you know? Karaoke isn't something you do on a date. But we were there regardless, so I'm like, okay, I'll sign up for a song. I think I sang Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy. And I don't remember what he sang, but like I said, he is a guitar player and he has his own band, I think. So he was a decently good singer, and I was sitting there like, okay, you're over there doing karaoke and I just have to sit here by myself. And then because this was a campus bar with like, it was a busy night for all of the college students, and a lot of his friends were there. He kept bringing his friends over like to our table, like calling them over and being like, this is Paula, meet Paula. And I'm like, this is our second date. I don't need to meet all your friends. I'm never gonna see these people again. I will say one redeeming thing about Gary was he had a...
Once again, guys, another example. The guy thinks so much of her. He's introducing her to his inner circle on the second date, thinking that, you know what, I see a long-term future with this girl. I see us, you know, developing our relationship more, and therefore, I'm going to introduce you to my friends. And she's sitting there saying to herself, why are these people coming around? Because I'm not going to be seeing this guy anymore. Dude, this is eye-opening, because they, in their head, they make up their minds and decisions way before, you know, they know they're going to break up with you way before it happens in real time. She has a schedule in her head that's like, okay, next week Friday, okay, I'm going to let this guy go. But before I let him go, let me go out and have some fun, get some drink, get some food. Why not? I'm home, I'm bored, looking at my cats or whatever. So be mindful, guys. be alert and look at the small telltale signs in between that she might be no longer interested with you and she's moving on.
Mustache at one point, and it was not good. And I told him that. And he's like, okay, I'll go shave it right now. Like, we were hanging out at his apartment. And I'm like, for real? And he's like, yeah. So he literally goes into the bathroom and shaves his mustache and comes out a fresh shaven man. And in that moment I was like, I have so much power right now. I feel good. But that's really...
I'm sorry. Gary, what are you doing, dude? What the hell are you doing? This is... Okay, so, first off, if a girl meets you the way you are right now, like, I'll use myself as an example. You see, I have a decent looking beard. It's not the best in the world, but it's my beard. And we're dating, and then all of a sudden she says, hey, you know what? I don't like that beard. Maybe you should shave it off. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, get the hell out. Like, this is me. This is what I like. I'm not being, full of myself, whatever. I mean, I'm comfortable in my skin. You met me this way. I'm not about to tell you, hey, I don't like girls with black hair. Maybe you should be blonde. And then they're going to be like, oh, you're so offensive. You met me this way. Why are you asking me to change myself for you? I would never change for a man. But you must change for her. And this dude took a big L right here because she said she didn't like this. Right away, he went into the bathroom the same moment and shaved his mustache off. And she just said, what? I felt so powerful about it. But at the same time, she's feeling that way, but she's turned off. If you give a woman everything she wants right away without no resistance, at least, or discussing anything, she looks at you as a peasant, as a peon. You would think that if you would do everything that she says, she'll be happy, but typically it doesn't work that way, guys.
Really the only fun time I had with Gary. Guy number 4, also from Tinder. We'll call him Jeff. Upon first matching with Jeff, again, it's like the same story every time. I think they're super cute. I normally stalk them on Instagram and like look through all their photos. And I thought Jeff was super duper cute. We decided to meet up. I shouldn't have done this, but he was like, come over to my house. We can watch a movie. I have some leftover like candy from Christmas and we can drink beer and like just watch a movie at my house. I'm like, okay. Don't do that on a first date with someone from the internet, okay? I just showed up. I like Ubered to his house and anything could have happened. I could have gotten murdered.
Okay guys, so a little bit to unpack here. If a girl you meet online, especially on a dating app, and you invite her to your place for the first date and she comes over, that is a super sign of high interest. Because as she just rightfully said, meeting a stranger on the internet, it's kind of sketchy and all that. It's true. But for the right guy, she would. Obviously, this guy was probably super attractive to her type. He checked all her boxes. So she was going over the smash, like straight up. There's no if, buts, or maybe about this. This has happened to me several times. Especially during the pandemic, you invite someone over, things go well, you end up smashing. That's just what it is. The girls that were not into me as much, they were like, oh no, I will never come to your house on the first date. Like, this is weird. But the girls who thought I was super attractive, they came. So it's just about your type or who is not your type.
I didn't, but So Jeff opens the door and he's in his pajamas. Like, he has these plaid bottoms on and this like ratty white t-shirt. And I'm like, okay, not like you have to dress up for a movie date at your house, but maybe don't wear your pajamas. Also super weird going to someone's house that you've never met before and like watching a movie together because you don't know anything about each other and you're just like sitting next to each other not talking. And we watched Game Over Man, is that what it was called? Super dumb guy movie. Definitely not something I was interested in, but of course it's something he would enjoy. It was very dumb. And we drank summer shandy and like he gave me some of his old Christmas candy like he promised. It was weird, man. After that we continued to talk and we hung out a couple more times. That's what always happens. I don't have a great first date with many people, and even if it wasn't great, I continue to hang out with them a couple times just to make sure, you know, I can't be like one and done. I give them a couple chances. Maybe I shouldn't. But after that, we were still texting, and I swear the only thing he would text me about was what he made for dinner, but he honestly...
Alright guys, so I just want to cut in here real quick. If you're inviting a girl to your house, I highly suggest not to watch a movie. Movies are typically like an hour and a half, 2 hours long or more, depending on what you're watching. What happens is you're both sitting there as strangers, alright? And you don't know much about each other, you're not talking. You're just sitting there and just looking at the movie, and you might comment here and there in between. And then by the time that time has passed by, she's like, you know what, I need to go back home to my dog to make sure, take my dog out or whatever it is she does for entertainment or a hobby, whatever. So, you know, especially on the first or second date, no movies. Like, put on MTV, music videos, or some kind of a comedy sketch show that has like random scenes in it. So you're not like dedicated to like one thing. So yeah, music videos work. So it's like 3 minutes for a video, and you can probably escalate easier than sitting there for a whole hour and a half, 2 hours doing absolutely nothing.
He would enjoy. It was very dumb. And we drank summer shandy, and like he gave me some of his old Christmas candy like he promised. It was weird, man. After that, we continued to talk and we hung out a couple more times. That's what always happens. I don't have a great first date with many people. And the last man slash date I'm going to talk about today, let's call him Mike. Okay, honestly, this date wasn't that awful. I again thought he was super cute, and this one was from Hinge. This was my first ever Hinge date, and I do like Hinge as a dating app. Like, it's a good one. So he was super duper cute. Super duper cute.
Did you see her reaction just now? He was super cute, super duper cute. She was totally into this guy. So let's see what went wrong here.
Going to breweries on first dates because it's just kind of fun. Like, you can get a flight of beer, and like it's a chill, casual environment, and you can just like get some beer in you to get the confidence up while you're on the date. And I've been to this brewery before, but I don't remember it being as busy as it was. And oh my god, every single table was filled, and it was so loud in there. We each got a little flight of beer, and I couldn't even talk to him. Everything he said, I was like, what? What? Couldn't even hear myself think, let alone try to get to know him, because that's how loud it was in there. So after that, we were like, we need food or something. We need to go somewhere else where it's not gonna be as loud. So then we went to a restaurant in my old neighborhood. It was good. Towards the end, he started to, how should I say it? Psychoanalyze me. He was like, yeah, I'm really good at reading people, like for the first time, even people that I don't know, like I can read you. And I'm like, okay, so what do you know about me that I haven't told you? And he just listed off all these things that were like kind of accurate, but I'm like, how did you know that about me, even though you've been talking to me for maybe 2 hours? After that, we were pretty boozed up. We were feeling good. And I lived like right there, so I'm like, hey, come back and watch a movie or something. Except the problem was, it was in the dead of summer, and our old apartment did not have air conditioning, and even with fans going, windows open, it was so hot. The second you step inside, it is just sweat dripping down your body. And he comes in, and we're sitting on the couch and trying to find a movie to watch, and I'm like, I am so sorry that you're here in this sauna of an apartment. And it was absolutely disgusting. You don't want to take a guy that you're trying to impress to your sweaty, gross, stinky, warm apartment. Like,
a guy that you're trying to impress. That's not the word she was trying to use, guys. A guy that she was trying to smash. Straight up. She's trying to be so politically correct here and all decent, good girl. But we all know, come on guys, it's plain as day, right? He was super attractive, you had a fun time on the date, you had drinks in the system, you were all buzzed. So let's go back to a place to smash. But she's like, oh no, let's just hang out.
apartment. Sweaty, gross, stinky, warm apartment. Like, we were both sweating so much just sitting there watching a movie. It was awful. And then after all of that, he did not reach out to me again, which I was a little upset about because, again, I thought he was very cute. We did not speak. And then I think he, like, I don't know, lives in Arizona or something now, if Instagram is telling me things correctly, so that one was a bust. But that concludes this little just like hanging.
Alright guys, I guess that's the end of the video. So basically here, listen up. So another point she just brought up. This guy was just a random dude that she dated. Who knows how long ago that was. And she still keeps up with him on Instagram. That's why I always believe that once you and someone you're broken up or whatever, you keep living your best life, dudes. Like, don't go back or hold yourself back thinking that this one is the only one or the one, you know, the one. Keep living your life, trying to keep improving yourself, moving forward, get fit, go hit the gym, work on making more money, and work on just being overall successful, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this first video of mine. I'm going to be trying to do more of these more often as I can when I have the time to do so. Feel free to like the video. I know it's a little bit long, but you know, it is what it is. Subscribe if you like this kind of content, and I'll see you kings on the next one.